I've been thinking a lot about small beads. I've been making these very small, what I call mini beads, for about 30 years now. And when I first started making beads, they were sort of the first bead that I could make with regularity, the shape and the amount of dots on the surface. And I thought it would be fun to show you how I make 4 beads on a mandrel. Whether or not it's something that you'd like to try, or if it's just something that you'd like to watch, it's sort of a fun challenge, and it's really the way that I make my mini beads now. When I first started making mini beads, I would make just 1 bead on a mandrel at one time. And that way I could take my time and really figure out how much glass I needed, the design, how many dots to put on it, and the shape. And then later I thought, oh, maybe I could challenge myself. I got that one done. Maybe I can make 2 beads on a mandrel. So I worked on that for a long time, trying to make 2 as closely the same size and shape and design as possible on a mandrel. And then once I got that down, I thought, oh, maybe I could make 3. And so it took me a long time to get to 3, but I eventually could make 3 beads on a mandrel. And now I can, I guess, comfortably or uncomfortably settle on making 4 beads on a mandrel at the same time. When I am working with 4 beads on a mandrel, I spend a lot of time thinking about keeping everything warm as I'm working. So if you count from the left, bead number 1, 2, 3, and 4, I might be working on, let's say, bead number 1, but I'm thinking a lot about the furthest bead away, let's say bead number 4, and worrying about whether or not that one is still warm, even though my concentration might be on the bead number 1. And then if I switch and I'm thinking about working on bead number 3, I'm still thinking, oh, is bead number 1 still moving? Do I have to rotate my mandrel in order to keep that from dripping? And when am I going to put the decoration on that so that it still stays warm? So it's really a matter of keeping track of all the work at the same time, and not just concentrating on one piece of it, but trying to expand your concentration so that you're concentrating on all the beads at the same time. With the beads that I'm making here, I'm putting 5 dots all the way around the circumference of each bead. And what that allows me to do is really concentrate on the quality of the glass. So every color of glass melts a little bit differently in the flame. Some glass will feel really stiff when it's heated up. Some glass will feel sort of liquefied when it's heated up. And it really depends on the color and its viscosity. So if I'm doing the same pattern again and again, and the only thing that changes is the color, then I get to really hone in on how that glass reacts. As the dots melt, by making these mini beads, I can see whether or not the glass, let's say the glass that I'm using for the dots, like how that's going to react to the body of the bead. So, some glass will have a really clean line delineating its dot, while other glass or other colors, let's say, will leave sort of a soft and fuzzy border around that dot. And by making these beads over and over, I get to see the way that the glass reacts on a smaller scale before, let's say, I commit to a bead that might take me, an hour or more to make. If I know what the glass is going to do on a smaller scale, then I can interpret that and think and plan my designs for larger work. I absolutely love kind of the physical challenge of making, multiple beads on a mandrel. It's very much like, learning to juggle. But if I were to want to make a bead that's larger or have more decoration or design on it, then I definitely make only one bead at a time. So it's really about kind of deciding what process makes you happy as you're doing it.